I have been all over North America. I could tell you about Wisconsin if I wanted, but I prefer to talk about Chicago, Boston, New York, and Windsor. I like to talk about Washington because I've been there. And the reason I've been there, I worked on the railroad for mucho years. I could tell you about Chicoutimi, Rimouski if I wanted to. But we're going to talk about Montreal. You play with me and I'll fix your ass in 2 seconds. I ain't afraid of nobody. I like to do that. I come from Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson. I got some pictures up there with Muhammad Ali. And said to Muhammad, nice and easy, you said the wrong things. He says, well, I didn't know you mean. I didn't know, sir. See, I come from that kind of background. Because I'm the type who's invited all over. When I put on some suit, they say, oh, God, who is he? Oh, that's Lee Gawk, you know who he is. He thinks he's numero uno. No, you see, what the question you should ask me, how much I know. See, I'm going to tell you how to do this, because, you know, I'm a pro. I didn't get paid for it, but, you know. There's questions that you ask in proportion to the needs and wants as far as a certain institution is concerned. Historically speaking, it came around the 1920s or 1950, I don't know the exact date. So what happens here is that at one time from Windsor to Atwater, there was nothing but black people. African descended people, not white people who, I don't know where the hell they came from. But the bottom line is everybody moved and basically moved from here because things change. Now what you see up here is an area where you can get onto the Trans-Canada.
I grew up in Point St. Charles, and Little Burgundy, I was there every weekend because that's where I went to go play basketball. And the Black Community Center is bigger there than it is in Point St. Charles. Point St. Charles is it's more of a mix, you know. In Little Burgundy, you got a lot more black people than Point St. Charles, and Point St. Charles is much less populated. And at the time, it was a bit rougher and all that. And people used to call Point St. Charles Poison Town. And what I used to call it was no man's land. Because what I meant by that was it didn't matter if you had a brother, if you had a sister. It was like no one really stuck together. You go to Little Burgundy, people are tight. People are, like, there's love. There's one love, you know. I don't know if it's maybe it's changed a little bit, but like the community is large. Everyone knows everyone, you know. It's like that's his little brother. Don't touch him, or his sister's gonna come, and his little brother's gonna come.
When a child comes into the NCC area, it's very simple. Well, one of the main things is kindergarten. For those who basically have a job and can't have anyone look after their children. Well, from there they grow into young people who wish and want to play. Well, when you have something to play, that means different games, different group sessions to keep in shape, whatever. It could be baseball, it could be hockey, but I'll stick this way. It has to be a game that everybody can be playing. Basically, anybody who was, let's say, collegiate, university bound, and basically all of a sudden found themselves out of touch with things, all they had to do was get down to the NCC, and the first thing, job alignment, specific knowledge about the politics, because we had people who were volunteers, including me, who used to bring a certain acumen in reference to how you go about to get a job and how to keep the job and how you elevate your job. So when I hear you say, well, without this, no, don't do that. Because, you see, historically speaking, I'm looking at you and I say, Jesus Christ, this thing's that bad. We need some strangers here to come and help us. What's this? We're talking about an institution that was prevalent for close to 100 years.
We need to take the time to take care of our elders, to take care of our youth, to take care of our neighbor. So, and that cannot be done in a virtual way. It can only be done by, hey, do you need a help? Do you need me to shovel the snow out of your driveway? Do you need me, oh, can I pick up those groceries for you? Oh, can I leave you my place in the metro? So if you got those things on there and you're taking the metro and you're all like that, you won't even know, and you're sitting down and you're not even looking up, you won't even notice there's an elder person maybe or a pregnant person, pregnant lady, I should say, not a person, that needs your seat.
Lies don't save lives, they just stand by. Now tell me, how do I survive? Show me how can I? Taking 10 on 9 to 5 can never keep me alive. I'm a prick without a seed and I got trouble to provide. Tricks don't believe, so leave me ride. Still living street life, nigga, it's official. Any girl can be at with.
This is kind of stupid. Like, I'm working my ass off and I'm putting music out there for free when I'm trying to get known, but you know, it doesn't make sense to put all my music on the internet for free. I'm just like some nobody. So I decided to take all my music and not put it on the internet, put it on an album and distribute it on different sites. Distribute it, of course it's not on iTunes right now because it's not original, and I have my EP coming out that I'm gonna put it on iTunes so that the world can get it. Right now I have my own internet site so that people could come and check me out on my own mixtape. I have my Facebook page, I have YouTube, I'm on many other sites. And my distribution system is also me being personally in the streets, selling the CDs to people, just stopping them in the streets as if I'm just hustling them, just trying to talk to them about my own original project independently. I'm in the metro these days, singing in the metro. I got my signs, I got my promotion.
What is this stuff? Well, the Facebook, well, that doesn't impress me. All I see is a whole lot of people together, jumping on each other, fighting anything and everything. They don't fight for anything specifically. Does that mean to say that all of a sudden, what, is this a revolution? I know about revolution. I've been in revolutions.
Because there's no way going back. We're not going to go back to typewriters. We're not going to go back to the old time of journalism. These tools will be used, are great to use, they're useful, they go faster, they help us all in our work. From the internet to digital cameras to digital everything, you know, phones and so on. That being said, does it take away from our organization in a way? Because I would say it takes away from, as much as technology has brought us to think we're smarter, like smartphones and everything, to think I find that technology has made us further from communicating.
It's about, you know, it's about being against the system. It's just about being against the system. I find that we're blinded. I find that we're, you know, in a consumer society where it's so easy to just, you know, be happy with a purchase of the day or be happy with the fact that, you know, things are going well because my bank account is filled up, or, you know, or being in this individualistic society where all that matters is me, myself, and my own wallet. And I want to go beyond that, you know. I want to break that change. I want to make people feel as one, as we're all one against a common good, you know, against a common good, I mean for a greater good, you know. And I think that's what my music mainly speaks of. It mainly speaks of a change that I'm trying to evoke in people, a change that we all feel inside ourselves, things that we always think about, but we don't take the time. We don't take the time to put time on that. We don't got time for that shit. I got 9 to 5 and I got someone to feed. I ain't got time to think about stuff, about real stuff. And that's what I think my music is most transcending, is the fact that, you know, I'm talking about living in a system that everyone hates. And I'm just putting it out there in your face.
All the houses that you see from Windsor to Atwater on that side disappeared. There's people living there. It's like a village. So when that happens, bam, 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 everybody moves up elsewhere else. They live to Cotonage, LaSalle, some went across the river. So that type of changes meant that those who were very involved in the center disappeared and went to live someplace else. You got it? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Or hot tea.
No, this is it. No, bring another one for him. He's standing there. He's sitting there looking at me. You want this?
I'm fine.
So the bottom line is, they basically disappeared from here and wind up living someplace else. So you can't run any kind of club, any kind of institution, any kind of this without people. You see, some people like to talk in like they're not too sure. Anyway, God bless you. For Christ's sake, I mean, you serious? You guys do any acting or anything? You ever been on stage? Well, I've been on stage too, you know. I'm the type of cat that was cast as this, that, and everything else. Did you know that? You haven't even got to that. What happened to this? What are you asking me? Don't make sense.
Came out my mama's womb and it was like, welcome to hell. If you ain't paranoid, you must be broken formed or absorbed. I swarm the norm, hasha out form to perform out the forms of born.